But no can match me, no girl can freak me, I'm just too nasty. Low on the dance floors, I attack y'all. Stuck through the back door, guess what they saw? Gold Indian ghost, black African rope, stars that are low and just like the mirror was broke.
What's up, everybody? All right, Grayson. You ready?
Nobody's there. Nobody's there now.
Okay. We got Teddy Ruxpin. You got Teddy Ruxpin here, and you got your bunny ears, right?
Yeah.
Now we gotta tell Alexa, stop. All right. So you gotta remember to tell all the big boys and little boys, big boys and little girls, boys and girls. Tell all the boys and girls out there, remember to put your bunny ears on. No. Only the bunny ears. Ready? Tell them. Say, everybody, make sure you have your bunny ears on. Ready? Tell them.
Everyone, make sure you have your bunny ears.
Louder. Everyone, talk to the camera.
Make sure everyone has their bunny ears on.
Yeah,
and eat this.
Don't eat that yet, but make sure you have your...
I said, don't eat this. And don't put it in the microwave.
No, don't put it in the microwave. That's good. That's a very good tip and observation.
And don't put it in the fire.
Don't put it in the fire. Okay. All right. Sit right here. I want you to talk to Teddy Ruxpin. I want you to tell him Teddy's been...
And don't eat it.
Teddy Ruxpin's been really bad. Last night, Teddy Ruxpin was kicking the wall in his bed. Not good. Not nice, Teddy. What?
No, he didn't.
Oh, he did it. He was nice. He was nice, Teddy Ruxpin.
No. He wanted to get his ears like his buddy.
All right. So, guys, welcome. It's a little early. We have about 9-10 minutes to go before we start the class. So I'm here with Little Boloney.
Baby.
And I'm here with Mini Boloney. Say hi, Mini Boloney. Say hi. You say hi? Say hi. There you go. All right, good. Mini Boloney's in the house. Little Boloney's in the house. So we'll talk about a couple things. So basically, a lot of you guys know me. Some of you guys do not. Happy Easter to everybody. It's Easter Sunday.
I just want to put this back on.
And today's the day where, along with a lot of other things, along with a lot of other things, the Easter Bunny comes out. And what does the Easter Bunny do?
Look for eggs sometimes.
Sometimes he looks for eggs. Sometimes he puts the eggs. What else does he do?
And put them in the basket.
Puts them in the basket. And what else?
And he goes home before it gets dark, and he drinks hot chocolate and watches TV and put the fire on.
Hot chocolate, and he puts the fireplace on? No, he doesn't.
And watches TV.
And he watches TV too. What does he watch on TV?
Power Rangers.
And he watches Power Rangers on TV. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, so come sit over here.
And he eats
All right.
the taco.
So he eats tacos.
He eats the taco after.
He eats taco after. All right. So happy Easter, everyone. We're gonna let some.
And he dresses up like a pirate with his mommy.
And he dressed up like a pirate with his mom. All right, so we're gonna get going on this class in a little bit. We have a few more minutes to go.
I want to tell you more.
Hold on.
Okay. And the cafe.
Little Boloney is on fire tonight. He is on fire. All right. Give me 2 seconds, okay? 2 seconds. So, no, 2 seconds. No. I gotta tell you to the class. All right. So everyone at this point should have their water boiling. Water boiling. It should be boiling at this point. And what I want you guys to do is unpack. Jason, you gotta calm down just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. So shout out to all the parents out there. Shout out to anyone who doesn't have kids out there. You're probably a decent percentage higher, more sane than the parents out there. Hey, cut that out. No, we don't do that. There's no more class. We're not All right.
I'm pretending.
No pretend. It's meatball time. Okay. So, couple things real fast. If you guys did not watch last night, epic showdown between the RZA and DJ Premier. If you're into 2000s hip hop, like a lot of my friends are, especially my boy Mark from Top Shelf Premium. He's actually like sitting on the board of the Hip Hop Hall of Fame that's opening up or the museum opening up in the Bronx. But two of the best producers out there ever for hip hop. And if you haven't watched it, you could probably find it on their Instagram story. It's DJ Premier or the RZA. And RZA's from the Wu-Tang Clan, if you guys don't know that. And it's amazing. So you guys should definitely watch that and catch up on that. It was great. All the old school hits. A couple other things. I'm sure everyone at home who has not gotten a haircut or a proper shave or whatever you guys do, shout out to all the barbers out there, hairstylists out there. I myself like to bounce around to different places and support all local, just like you guys. I'm sure don't just order Tony Boloney's Pizza or subs or whatever. You guys go to Biancamano. You guys go to Biancamano. You guys go to Lasura Brothers. You go to Luca Brasi's. You go to Vito's. You go to whatever, just like Napoli's and all those other great pizzerias that are out there. Grimaldi's. No, he wants to keep that on. No. So shout out to everyone, but especially these barbers. You guys make people look nice and fresh. And myself, I'm about to just shave my head and shave my face, which is definitely going to be a weird look for me, almost like Tiger King style. I don't know, but FYI, shout out to all you guys that are out there because you know you're much needed and we appreciate you. Oh yeah, Mark Daniels Barbershop, Hussein or Mike or Mark, any of these guys. Trim. All right, so we have 4 minutes to go. So let me give you a little background. So I grew up with an interesting, was raised by basically, you know, a lot of strong women in my life and men, but my two grandmothers were exceptional people, my mother as well, my Aunt Linda. And on one side, I have my grandmother from my dad, who her father was from Naples, really Carpeneta Romano, and he was old school Italian. They grew up in Newark, and she used to make pasta fazool, meatballs, the whole 9 yards. And she lived in Newark, and she had the rosary beads, all that stuff, carried a brick in her purse. She was old school, would take a wooden spoon out in a second and smack me up, which is not okay. We do not hit people, and we do not like violence. But anyway, on one side, it was, she always cooked and always made great food. So on one side, I got the wooden spoon and awesome Italian food. On the other side, I had the Jewish grandmother, and on my mom's side, Minga was her name, we called her. And she was like a typical Jewish grandmother. She'd bake cookies, she'd bake latkes, matzo ball soup. She'd cook Italian food, not a recipe anywhere to be found, but she would snuggle me all day long and bake with me and make food with me and watch TV and fun stuff. So I had this very interesting upbringing. On one side, I had this old school Italian grandmother with the Italian food. On the other side, I had this old school Jewish grandmother. So I grew up with an interesting mix and an interesting palate, but all around it was just love. So that's the most important thing, regardless of who it is or where it's from. So today we're gonna do what we usually do on Easter, which is like a family tradition, which is meatballs, making meatballs and pasta and stuff like that. We're not gonna make homemade pasta today, so instead, what I did was I made you guys pasta at the shop. I did not make it. My awesome team made it for you guys, and we included it in every kit. Some people, friends of mine that own restaurants and restaurant business said, "What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? You have to have someone for an entire week to make this much pasta and pull out the pasta machine and you name it." And I said, well, I'd rather give them the opportunity and the job right now. That's what's most important, and I'd rather rely on our awesome customers to buy these kits, which, you know, for every kit we donate a pizza. But more importantly, you keep us going, you keep our employees going, and you're really, really important. So we appreciate that. We care about you. I'm glad you guys care about us. And we're gonna do a little Sunday tradition, Easter style, Tony Boloney's style. We got little Boloney in the house. We got mini Boloney in the house. And we're gonna get it going. So we got another minute.
I'm playing for a little bit.
Oh, he's gonna play for a little bit while we get this going. Shout out to all the local breweries and companies out there keeping it going. And this is Departed Souls I'm drinking tonight. We have 1 more minute to go until 5, so I'm gonna wait till a couple more people log in. So Departed Souls, thank you. Last week it was Hoboken Brewing Company. Next week will be something else. The week before that it was who was it? Coppola Winery. And actually they reached out to me and said thank you so much for everything and for shouting us out, which is crazy. Coppola Winery, I mean, family of the most famous. That's okay. What? Yes.
When you stop talking, I'm gonna come back.
Okay, when I stop talking, you come back. All right, we have another minute to go. So shout out to them. They hooked it up and they were super nice. And I had said, thank you to them. So, all right, cool. So it's meatball time, Tony Boloney style. Everyone's on here, ready to rock. And it's time to get it on. So you guys have your boiling water on the stove and you have your fresh pasta. I want you to open up your kits. And right now I want you to just go through some inventory, make sure you have everything. So one would be the fresh pasta, which is over by the stove. We'll get that after. We have some ground beef or ground meatball, eggplant, if you're vegetarian. Try to accommodate you guys. There's no dairy in the eggplant, FYI. So if you are vegan, just omit the pecorino cheese and the egg. You don't really need anything. You don't have to use anything to sub it out with. If you're crafty and you make your own vegan cheese and fun stuff like that, I'm sure you know what to do. If you don't worry about it. Just follow along and you'll be all right. If you're gluten-free, grab some gluten-free breadcrumbs. Don't use ours, obviously. Or don't use anything and it'll be okay. It's not a big deal. So, couple things. You have the ground beef or eggplant. You have the pasta sauce. So this is uncooked marinara. It's a raw sauce I gave you guys. So we're gonna cook some sauce down today. We have the ball of fresh mozzarella. We have breadcrumbs. We have pecorino cheese. We have fresh basil. We have our spice packet mix. We have liquid scrambled eggs. And we have extra virgin olive oil. I apologize, we ran out of the small bottles. We have the big bottles. And we just packaged them up like that. So you guys get it. And we have a loaf of bread. We're not gonna eat this bread. We're gonna use it in the recipe, so don't worry. What I want you guys to do is happy Easter, cheers, have a drink. Hope you guys have designed your aprons. All right. So we're gonna come over to the stove and we're gonna open up the pot of water. All right. It should be boiling. Okay, and we're gonna open it up. We got our fresh pasta, like so. And we're gonna take it and we're gonna dump it in the water. All the stuff. So you guys are probably over by the stove, so that's totally cool. I'm not. We have a little set, so I'm sure you guys are set up nice and easy. So we're gonna take this pasta, we're gonna put it in the boiling water, and I want you to set your timers for 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, we're gonna be ready to go. Fresh pasta is a little different. Dried pasta would be this exact same thing, except we dry it out and we let all the moisture out of it. That's really all it is, the difference. With fresh pasta, you're not cooking it for 8 minutes to be al dente. Fresh pasta can't be al dente. It's not a thing, right? So dried pasta, it's a thing. You can make it al dente. Fresh pasta is fresh pasta. So 1.5 to 2 minutes max is how I like it. We're gonna then cook it down a little more in the sauce with some starch water, so don't be worried about it. It's not a big deal in terms of messing it up or not messing up, or it's too hard or whatever. Doesn't matter. Who cares? So 2 minutes, we've about a minute and a half to go. We're gonna get this pasta going. So why is it a tradition of my house that we make meatballs? Meatballs are kind of universal. You wanna know the history behind meatballs? You want me to go into that? Guess what? I don't have any idea where they came from. Maybe they're from Egypt where they make kofta. Maybe they're from, I have no idea where they're from. It doesn't matter. It's ground up meat or whatever you want to do into little amazing balls. And these balls today, we're going to do Easter egg shaped meatballs. Grayson, Easter egg shaped meatballs, we're going to do it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to do it. That's right. All right, we got about a minute to go. Get your strainer ready in the sink. So in the sink, strainer, put it down. And what I want you guys to get is a cup or a coffee mug. It doesn't have to be this scientifically exact. Yep, in a second. Not scientifically exact. You don't have to have it exactly 2 cups of water, but you're gonna want to reserve the pasta water, about 2 cups of it. So you can get another bowl out if you want. That's gonna hold about 2 cups. You want to get a coffee mug. Excuse me, Grayson. You're almost ready, buddy. Can you go get Teddy Ruxpin ready? Teddy Ruxpin's been a bad boy.
No, he wasn't.
Okay. All right, so we got, maybe 30 seconds to go. You can always pull a piece of pasta out. You could check it. This to me is a little yellow, if you look, which is okay. It's almost like looks like wet. Once it gets a little more cooked, maybe another 30 seconds, it's gonna be perfect, and we're gonna be able to put it to go. I wanna say what's up to my family. Everyone's tuned in today. So everyone from my cousin Lori and Nancy, to Emily and Matthew and Paul and Charlotte and Maxwell. My father, I think, is logged in, the OG Boloney. So what's up, Papa Dukes? We got a lot of people in here. We got my friend Rocky. We're actually, my mini Boloney is hungry. That's why he is absent right now. And he's eating idili, which is this amazing rice cake. My friend Rocky, actually, her mom made it. Thank you, Rocky, and your entire amazing family. All right, so the pasta looks like it's ready to go. So we're gonna take it and we're gonna strain it. So I'm gonna put this down for a second. Let me get it over here at the sink. All right, cool. Perfect, you see it? All right. So pick it up, make sure you have oven mitts or you have non-burning grips. I don't know, whatever you have at home. It's totally cool. What I want you to do is before you strain it, take 2 cups of the pasta water.
I want help.
Okay, you're gonna help in a second, buddy. The most important part's coming up. All right, so 1,
I want to do that.
2. Do a little more if you want. About 2 cups. All right, perfect. Perfect. Sorry, we don't have an official set like Rachel Ray or anything. It's me, my wife, actually think she broke her toe, stubbed it into a door, so I apologize. Our camera crew today is slender. It's just me. All right, so we're gonna turn the water off. We're gonna bring the pot over. You can put your face in it, give yourself a little mini facial if you haven't had a chance to do that in this quarantine. And we're gonna strain it.
Oh yeah,
right.
I like noodles.
Perfect. And then we're gonna take this pasta while it's still a little wet. I want you to put it back in this bowl. Okay?
I'm cooking it. I'm already.
Sorry, you know what? Put it back in the strainer.
I want to eat it.
Give me 1 second, dude. It's on meatballs. Sorry, put it back in the strainer. Put it in the bowl strainer. Now put this bowl, pot, back on the stove. No heat, because this is what we're gonna use to cook our sauce and heat it up when we're going. Okay. Sorry, and now my friend Jared's laughing at me. Everyone's laughing at me. Again, Food Network, if you want to give a budget for this kind of stuff, I'd be more than happy to accept it so we could do these a little more or less quote-unquote schlocky. That's a good Easter term right there. All right, guys, you ready? You ready? Let's do it. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Everyone say, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Look, they can't see you. They can't hear
I'm
you.
ready, guys.
All right. All right, so I want you to pull out your container of ground beef or ground eggplant. I want you to open it up, okay? Now, this is the important part for the little Boloney's out there. It's really important that they get involved. So little Boloney's, this is the most important part. You've washed your hands already, which is important. You have your apron on. We're gonna take this and I want you to dump it in the bowl. Let's go.
Don't do it.
Oh, hurry up, we gotta go. Dump all that in the bowl.
You have to get up here.
You can do whatever you like. I don't care. Okay, perfect. All right, good. So the ground beef is in the bowl. Now we're going to open up the eggs, and I want to put the eggs. Go for it. Dump it. Perfect. All right. I want you to get the pecorino cheese. I want you to dump that in the bowl. The whole thing. You can put it in a bite. No, dump it first. Okay, good. All right. I want the spice packet, which is oregano, salt, pepper, garlic. Yep. Take it. Dump it in the bowl. The whole thing. Dump it. Animal style. There you go. Okay. And I want you to dump a little breadcrumbs. Not the whole thing. Maybe half. You could do more if you like.
A lot.
Okay, a lot. All right. Now, why is this bread here? What is the purpose of this bread? This is not the 4 questions on Passover. This is just a straight up question. This bread is what we soak to make the meatball. So we're gonna take it and rip it in half. And your little Boloney's out there, I want you to rip it in little pieces and put it into the bowl. Can you do that? Put it in the bowl. Rip it up in little pieces and put it in the bowl. Now, parents, I want you to get about half of that cup. Half of that water. It's okay. So 1 cup of hot water, which is like starch water, and I want you to pour that into the bowl, okay? On the side, as your little Boloney puts half a loaf of bread ripped up in the side. Little Boloney, it's your time to shine. Go, do it. Go, put it in there.
I'm a big piece.
Keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Keep ripping it. How are we doing out there? Everyone doing it? All right. Keep it going. It's funny. Some people are saying about the bread. They thought like stale bread. Like they thought we were being like cheapskates, you know. But crusty old stale bread is kind of the way to go with these meatballs. All right, Savage, put it in there. Okay. So we're gonna rip it up. You want to help them if they have creative attention spans, as I did it when I was a kid. Fun story. I have a bunch of old reports from parent-teacher conference and everything like that. And I was one of those kids that could not sit in a chair and used to sit on their knees the entire class. So we get it. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is take that starchy water, put it on the side, and we're gonna now use our hands that are clean, right? And we're touching raw meat, so once you touch this, you can't go eat in your hands. You gotta wash your hands again. And I want you to mix this all up together.
Now?
So you do, right now. Roll your sleeves up.
Then you have to wash your hands.
Of course. Okay, mix it together. Keep it going, really good. Mix it really nice. Keep it going. Okay, so while we do that, we're gonna mix it together. Okay, that's good. Let me get in there. Okay, so take half the water. Oh, it's hot water. Careful, half the water. I want you to pour it in the bowl. This is gonna help to soak up the breadcrumbs. You can get a spoon and mix it in. I have restaurant hands. My hands are, you know, in boiling water. So I'm totally good with that. At this point, it's gonna be really like soupy, a little soupy. You're gonna put the rest of the breadcrumbs in there. If you don't want to add as much water, you don't have to. It's okay too. And then at this point, if you want to integrate a little more of the bread, you could take the loaf and really, you want a consistency that's soft. You don't want anything too hard, too crusty. You don't want anything that's like gonna fall through your hands, but you also don't want anything that's too dry. Hi. All right. So he's back. He's back. Okay. So I'm gonna do the mixing here. Okay. I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna use this whole loaf of bread. You can also use red wine if you don't want to use the starchy water. You can use a little water and a little bit of the wine if you like, or you could use all wine, totally up to you. But again, this is a cooking class for fun. This is not a master class. So we're just gonna have fun doing it and enjoy our family.
I want that.
Well, that's for afterwards. And we're gonna mix it up a little more. So if you see what I'm doing right here, I'm just basically folding it on itself. I'm not really doing anything too crazy. I'm not mushing it or anything. And I, by the way, particularly like with there's big chunks of like yeasty bread in my meatballs. If you don't like that, that's okay too. You don't have to use the bread. You can use less water. Totally up to you. that's just how I like it, and we like it in our family. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, cool. So we got that all ready to go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over to the stove. First, we're gonna wash our hands. Can I wash my hands?
I don't ready.
Well, can I wash my hands? Thank you. All right. So guys, everyone wash their hands. Take a quick break. No, you want to leave it on the table. Please listen to me. Thank you for listening. Good listener. Good listener.
Don't put your breathing.
Okay. All right. Everyone's washed their hands. 20 seconds, right? That's how we do it. 20 seconds, hot water, soap, right? Good. Now, what I want you to do is go over to the stove, and I want you to take your extra virgin olive oil and your meatballs, and I want you to bring them over to the stove. Everybody follow me over, and we're going to go on. Yeah, of course you can help. We're going to go and get our non-stick frying pan, heat it up. Okay.
Fire.
Put it on medium heat.
Fire, fire, fire.
And I want you to take all of the olive oil and dump it in there.
I want to see.
So olive oil has a high burning point, so it's gonna cook a little faster than normal like vegetable oil. So put that on there. Make sure it's on like medium. Get it a little heated up. Come back to your table. I'm sure you guys are right next to the stove. I'm gonna go back to the set, the official set, and we're gonna make some meatballs. So we're gonna make Easter egg shaped meatballs. Okay. So take your meatballs, put them in your hand, toss them back and forth. Grayson, you gonna make some meatballs?
You have to wash your hands.
Now, if you want to, you can have your hands wet and put a little bowl next to your hands. This will help a little bit with the stickiness of the meatballs. I particularly like them, again, a little bit wet. That's the consistency that I like. No, you can put your hands in there. It's not hot anymore. All right, and we're gonna make some meatballs. All right, and we're gonna make them a little oval shaped, like this.
It's a little.
And we're gonna come over to the stove.
A little.
If you want to wait, you can wait, but take them much like this. And we're gonna come over to the stove. Come on, let's go. Come on, Grayson. Watch out. Don't spill that. Be careful.
That's yours.
Yep. Got little ones. Hold on.
Where's mini bologna?
Mini bologna is chilling right now. Okay. So, like I said, the olive oil has a high flash point. If it's a little too hot, you could always turn it down. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. Your little ones, you wanna keep them a little bit away, not too close, because it does pop a little bit if it gets too hot. Like so. Careful, all right. Mini bologna, I want you to keep making meatballs, okay? All right, so your meatballs should look like this. If you want them to be a little bit bigger, totally cool. Okay. All right, and you're gonna take them and you're gonna put them in the pot. All right, you're gonna saute them up a little bit. Of course, here, make me a meatball. Get your little bolognas out there to make the meatballs. That's their favorite part. It's a lot of fun. They toss them back and forth, back and forth. Little bologna, can you show everyone how you make the meatball? Can you show everyone? Let me see. Yep, perfect, just like that.
You have to splash it.
All right, cool.
No, it's dirty, your phone.
Can I have it? Can I have the meatball, little bologna? All right. All right, guys, so medium heat. Put the meatballs on. Little bologna just handed me this. Look at that beautiful meatball. All right, cool. Keep it going. Keep making the meatballs. Keep putting them in the pan. And we're going to saute them up for like 3 to 5 minutes. And we're just going to get them a little brown on the outside. And then we're going to move on to the sauce. All right, keep going, guys, like this. Again, I like them super wet. If you don't want them that wet, you don't have to make them that wet. You could totally use less water or whatever. Okay.
Leafy, I want the leaf. I leaf.
Perfect. Also, shout out to all the first responders out there. I know you guys are working your butts off. Whatever you're doing, you are much appreciated, and we thank you so much for that. And Tony Boloney Land, you guys know it. Since day one, we always gave 25% off to all of our first responders. That's that code TB Cares if you want to order food for them. It's obviously super important, and we want to hook it up because it matters. All right, cool. So, everyone, you have the meatballs in the pot. I want you guys to wash your hands. Little Bologna, wash your hands. Let's go.
Okay. I'm already clean.
Okay, go wash your hands, buddy.
I know.
Thank you.
No. I'm just.
Go. All right, cool. All right, everyone following along? Perfect. Let's get a little closer. Let's see what these bad boys are looking like. A nice little bottle of Tony's Farm Table Extra Virgin Olive Oil in the background. All right, cool. So if you check out your meatballs, you can toss them to the other side, and they should start to brown. And you basically, right now, we're gonna stiffen them up. A lot of places take their meatballs and they'll deep fry them, and they'll make them like tough, right? Salt, spice blend. Salt and pepper are the spice blend. So salt, pepper, oregano, garlic are all in the spice blend. If you want to add more to taste, totally do it. These are pretty spiced up. They definitely have a good amount in there. So you don't have to if you don't want to. Okay. And all the little Boloney's out there, I don't know if you noticed, but I did see an Easter bunny running around town today in Hoboken, Jersey City, Atlantic City, Long Branch. Did anybody else see that? Did anybody else see the Easter bunny around? It was
Easter bunny.
it was running around town. Grayson, did you see the Easter bunny today?
No, it was me.
It was you? No, you're not the Easter bunny.
No, I have ears.
You have ears, you have bunny ears, that's true. All right, cool. So I tossed my meatballs over. I'm gonna give it a little more time. If it's getting a little low, you can always turn up the heat a little bit. You don't want to go crazy with that. You don't want the splatter. And if you have little ones around, you want to be careful, obviously. So go for it. If you want to add more oil, you can totally add more oil, canola oil, whatever. It's all good. Why does my mom add carrots? I have no idea. Your mom is awesome, and your mom cooks amazing meatballs, and she probably adds carrots that taste amazing, Matt. So awesome for your grandma. The Easter Bunny, when the Easter Bunny makes meatballs, Easter Bunny sometimes puts candy inside the meatballs and then puts chocolate sauce on top of them, which is like crazy. But I've seen the Easter Bunny do it. It's true. Is it true? Is it true? Tell me. It's true. All right, cool. So now everything's browning up. We're about that time where we can toss them again on the side. Just turn them over just a little bit. Just a little bit. Nothing crazy. They're going to stiffen up a little bit. Keep turning them. Shout out to Fresh Made NYC for checking in and asking about that spice packet mix. That is important, obviously. People are wild carding it, trusting in Tony Boloney's that it's going to come out the exact spiced way you want it. But you can always add whatever you like. You could add rosemary, you could add thyme, you could add beer to your mix. A good friend of mine adds yeast to his meatballs to make them fluffy. And in fact, I have a good friend of mine that makes matzo balls with yeast as well to make them even fluffier, which is kind of interesting because when Moses took everyone across the sea to flee the Pharaoh, you know, they had bread on their backs. They were kind of in a rush and didn't have any yeast at all. And yeast is banned on Passover, so I don't know what that's about. But they do it, and they like it, so good for my boy who makes the yeasty matzo balls. Anyway, so back to the meatballs. Now they're browning up, looking good, smelling good. Get them going a little bit. If you want to have fun with your kids later on, watch the Muppets and the chef guy, Brusha kind of thing. He speaks like he's like from Sweden, maybe Swedish Chef, that's what it's called. You can totally do a little Swedish Chef action with them right now if you want. Get them on video doing some Swedish Chef, send it to me. I'd love to post it. That would be pretty hilarious, as my kids love the Muppets. All right, cool. So we're at the point now where we're looking good. What I want you guys to do is I want you to turn the other pot on the stove. It's now empty with nothing in it. And I want you to pour the rest of the hot water in that pot. It's going to sound a little weird, but just do it. Trust me, we're good. Put the water in the pot. Put this pot on high. All right? I want you to come over and grab your marinara. Open up your marinara.
Here I am, guys.
And you're going to then take your marinara and your meatballs are on medium. You can put them on high. I like them extra crispy, well done, but you don't have to. how many eggs is in that packet. It's like 1.5 eggs or 2 eggs per pound of meatballs. That could be completely the wrong recipe for you. I don't know. I'd have to ask my sous chef and you know, find out what that is. I don't have one of those sous chefs, so I'm gonna ask myself. Probably 1.5 to 2 meatballs per pound, but whatever you like to do, doesn't matter. All right, cool. So take it, the sauce, dump it in the pot, stir it up a little bit with the starchy water from the pasta. All right, now your meatballs are going. Now, if you want to, you can then take the mozzarella, the fresh mozzarella that we gave you. It's in whey water. What is whey water? Well, you should look it up. It's great. People used to drink whey back in the day, curds and whey. Oh my God, my mother-in-law is here. Hey, Mama Solo. Hey, fake mom. Fake mom is what we call her sometimes. It's kind of funny, right? But Barbara's great. All right, so guess what? Nana's here. She's watching. She's ready for you. Tell Nana, hey, Nana.
Hey, Nana.
Say, I love you. I love you.
I love you, Nana Tana.
Nana Tana, that's your new name. Okay, cool. So whey water, that's what the mozzarella's in. I like to pour a little whey water in here. If you're a vegan, don't do that, because it's whatever. And I poured a little bit, sorry, if you can see, sorry, in there. Just a little bit, maybe like a tablespoon. And I'll mix it up a little bit. Now these meatballs are doing great. They're crisping up nice, they're browning up nice. Oh my God, look at that. Oh my, Easter Bunny's gonna be happy today.
Me?
Yeah, man. Yes, nice and crispy. Get that crust going. Oh, just a little bit. Okay, cool. Meatballs are looking great, you guys. Drink the egg yolk. Don't drink the egg yolk. I would not advise drinking the egg yolk. Alex and Andrew, Grayson, your cousins are here, and they say hi.
Hi.
Okay, so stir up the marinara a little bit. It should be getting a little hot. Don't worry if it's not getting crazy hot right now. And then what we're gonna do is once you've crusted the meatballs, we're gonna dump them in the pot with the oil too. So every single thing in the pot. Don't try to pick them out and toss them around. Nothing like that. Put them all in the pot.
Ow.
All right? And then we're gonna come over and we're gonna get the pasta going. All right, buddy? Again, cheers, guys. Happy Easter. Tony Boloney's Crazy Cooking Classes. All right. Cool. All right. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. It's turning into meatballs. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So now the meatballs looking good to me. Shout out to Hoboken family. Shout out to the Googlets. Are the breadcrumbs Passover friendly? They are not Passover friendly. The Moses does not approve of these breadcrumbs at all. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I was bar mitzvahed, but you know, I do the best I can do, right? Okay. So here you go. There's this. There's that. Let my people go. Right? You know that song? You guys know that song? Sing along. Okay. So we're gonna take the meatballs and we're gonna dump them in the sauce that should be kind of hot right now. We're gonna turn this stove off. Okay? And you're gonna come over here and look at these meatballs that are sizzling in the hot sauce. So you're gonna take your spoon or spatula, whatever you have, or tongs, and you're gonna put them together. Okay. Today is I can't read it, sorry. I need glasses, I don't even know. Vaisakhi. Vaisakhi is an important Sikh holiday, and I'm glad every one of my, any Sikh friends out there are celebrating with us. Shout out to this important holiday. I'm so happy you guys are here together to do this with everyone. Happy Easter, happy Passover, the whole 9 yards. Okay. Okay. So, now, come over the stove. Everything's boiling up. Really nice. It's gonna get hot. Now, once you see the oil start to form on top of the marinara, to me, that's when you know, what's up from the Dominican Republic? That's when you know that it's sort of going in the right direction. We cook a marinara down for about anywhere from an hour to 4 hours, depending if the tomatoes are in season and we're having whole tomatoes or not. And if they're not, it's about an hour, 4 hours if we're really like roasting our own tomatoes, New Jersey tomatoes. Give me 1 second, buddy. These tomatoes are California tomatoes. They're whole plum Roma tomatoes. And we're gonna cook them down. So it's gonna get a little oily on top. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's gonna have a nice little like sheen, almost like, you know, you put a little olive oil in your hair, looking good in the summertime. All right, then once this is ready to go and you have the meatballs going, we're gonna take the pasta. Your little bologna can eat a piece of pasta if they've been a good, you promise? Say, I promise.
I promise.
100%? Tell me.
100%.
Shout out to his best bud Lex out there. Shout out to Joey and Gray. Shout out to Jackie. Shout out to all his little friends. Okay, now we're going to take the pasta, okay, and we're going to dump it. Where are we going? Dump it in the bowl, just like that. We're going to take it, switching sides. Taking the pasta with the meatballs and the sauce, and we're gonna toss it. I want you to fold it on top of each other. Do not try to like smush it or smash it. Have your kid nicely and easily just kind of stir it if you like, or you can do it yourself, but just fold it on top of each other. You don't have to do anything crazy. All right, you let it sit. Let it get the juices flowing a little bit. If you have any more olive oil, you can use the rest of that. If you don't, it's not a big deal. Totally cool. I want you to get out another bowl that you didn't use to make the meatballs, and I want you to bring it out, and this is what we're going to serve the delicious Easter Sunday meal. So, pull out another container, a bowl, bring it over to wherever you're going to serve it, place it down, all right? We're back here on set. Okay, cool. Okay. Everybody, take your pasta bowl. Grab your hot tongs. Get your pasta bowl that right now is getting hot with the sauce. Bring it over. I want you to take it and I want you to put it in the bowl.
I want some. It's done. It's done, right?
If you want to cook it a little more, you can cook it a little more. Totally up to you. I don't think it needs a little more. As long as the meatballs are done, which they should totally be done. We're going to put it in the bowl. Now it's hot, so little Boloney's, be careful. Don't touch the bowl. Okay. Now. Now. Okay. Now, we have our fresh mozzarella, right? I didn't forget about you guys. I didn't forget about you. You're hungry? All right. Take a piece of mozzarella. Go for it. Okay. Take the mozzarella. What I like to do while the pasta's still hot. So mozzarella, we make it, right? And if you think about mozzarella for pizza and stuff like that, it has a lot less moisture in it. This mozzarella has a lot of moisture in it. So you don't want to cook it twice. So fresh mozzarella to me, you don't want to overcook it and burn it or have it be a little like plasticky. So I like to take it, I rip it, and I'll put it on top of the pasta. Go for it, dude. Good job. Take more, yeah. Eat more. Oh, thank you. Can you help me rip it? Good job. Keep going. Sprinkle it on top of the pasta. And I like to rip it and just let it sit. The steam from the pasta and the meatballs are going to come up. They're going to get it nice and juicy. It's going to slowly like melt the mozzarella rather than like cooking the mozzarella. This is for you. I'll put this on the side so you can eat that, okay? Don't give it to Teddy Ruxpin. He's a bad boy. Nobody feed Teddy Ruxpin. He's naughty. Okay. Then, once you have that done, I'd let it sit for a little bit. And if you're going to serve it, you can either toss it up so everything kind of gels and goes a little bit. You can take the basil out of your kit. And you could do like the Forest style and cut it with a scissor if you want to get fancy. You could do Lucali style and you can just throw it on top. You can do Tony Boloney style and shred it on the pasta. Go for it. Rip it on the pasta. Okay? Okay. Can you rip all this for me and put it on the pasta? Can you do that? A little more ripped up.
I want it.
All right. A little more afterwards. Okay? If you want the rest of the whey water, you can either put it back into the pot, heat it up a little bit, you can put it on top, or you can reserve it on the side. It's a nice salty content to it.
I want to eat it now.
All right, now at this point, you have this awesome bowl of homemade pasta, Easter egg shaped meatballs, with some fresh basil, homemade fresh mozzarella. Shout out to Grande Cheese Company, by the way. Brian, the cheese guy, has been really helping us out. Just so you guys know, last week we called him. We said, hey guys, we're doing this mozzarella making kit. And they said, you know what? We'll donate you cases of curd. We'll take care of it. You know what you're doing. We like what, let me tell, it's very important. We like what you're doing. This week, same thing. I called Ferraro Foods, our food supplier, and said, hey, this is what we're doing. They sent us all the tomatoes on the house. Semolina flour. Shout out to Ferraro Foods. Shout out to Grande Cheese Company. And Grande's even also been giving us stuff to help us make these extra pizzas that we're giving to first responders. So it's kind of a full circle. And just before you guys eat, this would be like my Easter Sunday prayer, if you will. But it all comes full circle. Buying these kits and supporting your local businesses, whether it's us or your other favorite pizzeria, ensures that we can pay our employees to stay in business. What it also does by buying these kits is it lets us keep going and donate a pizza for every kid to a first responder or someone that really needs it. So if you think about it, it's a win-win for everybody. And these food companies like Ferraro Foods, US Foods, Grande Cheese Company have really stepped up and said, you know what? We appreciate what you're doing. We understand that you're not making $1 off these kits. Hold on, off these kits. You're just keeping the wheel moving, and we're here to help you guys with whatever you need. General Mills Flour gave us $800 in coupons to for all the bags of flour that we purchased over the years. $800 that doesn't go in our pockets; it just goes straight to manufacturing, making food. Because at our core, that's what we are. We're not doctors. We're not nurses. We're not these heroes that are on the front lines like you guys. We just make food and get it out there. We have the capacity to do so. So give me a second. So that's why we're doing it. We have the capacity to do it. We have the capacity to feed people. This is what we're good at. This is what we do. So we appreciate you helping us do our job, and appreciate our employees and team members appreciate you guys keeping everything moving. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone in this process, because everyone matters, everyone counts, and everyone is making a difference in doing this. And we just got to get through this. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna smash this thing up. We're gonna power forward, right? We're gonna be soldiers. We're gonna be brave. We're gonna be brave. You're gonna be brave. Tell everybody, I'm brave.
I'm brave.
He's brave. And again, happy Easter. Happy any holiday you guys celebrate. It's now time to enjoy your family. Shout out to Chickpea, Hoboken Girls on this. All you guys are logged in. Amazing. Enjoy your families. Enjoy Easter. Enjoy community. We'll get through this. And thank you guys for logging in. And I want you guys to have an awesome, 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 awesome Sunday. Thank you guys so much for sharing it with your Tony Boloney's family. Have a good night.